Agenda West Chapter.
Guys, welcome to another episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. We're back.
Oh, yes.
It's like you did the Avengers Assemble thing. Sonny is here.
I'm back. What to do, guys? How we doing?
Looking real good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
I like the fit.
Looking really
Thanks,
good.
guys. It's
Looking
cold.
all good. You're looking snugly.
Little tattoos coming through the rolled up sleeves, looking black and white.
Wow.
Ooh.
Thanks, Paul.
I
What
appreciate it.
a cutie.
I appreciate
love
that
it.
you look nice.
I appreciate you.
Hot Dog Paul is here.
Now
Hello.
we can.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to talk. Sorry. I did though. I don't look as good as Sonny.
That beard is voluptuous, though. I love that.
That is what he said to me when we were walking in the studio. He said, "Your beard looks voluptuous." I was like,
It's facts.
yeah.
It's facts.
Donovan's staring at me.
And one of the cute guys over here in his flannel. He's looking. Everybody's all snuggled up. We didn't bring
cold.
a blanket or a quilt for tonight, but we've got a lot of stuff to keep you guys warm. Donovan is here.
Hi, everyone.
What it do?
Good to see you. Glad we're here. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a good
I
Thanksgiving?
had a fantastic Thanksgiving. And
Yes,
birthday.
it was a lot of fun. My brother, my cousin, and I had a lot of fun.
That's
night,
cool.
And we laughed a lot and made fun of everyone in
That
our family.
is-
It was
That's
a lot
the
of fun.
best,
The
dude.
best. Yep.
What about for you?
That's
I
for the
know
season.
birthday and turkey day.
Yeah, we did more of it on the Sunday before because Mom's went out of town, but
Okay.
still really good. A lot of fun.
That's cool, man. Did you guys make anything different or spectacular over at the crib?
We just ate a lot
Same.
of
Same.
everything.
Same,
Yeah.
dude.
As
And
you
then a week later, my mom was like, "Turkey's on sale." And I'm like, "Don't buy it." She was like, "I made turkey." I'm like, "Why'd you
Oh,
do
it's
that?"
gonna be on sale. Yeah, right.
Is turkey the most overrated meat?
Probably.
Chicken is.
I could see that.
About the same. I don't know.
I could see that.
I'd rather have a chicken taco than a turkey taco all day.
Welcome to Into the Oven.
Into-
We'll be talking
Into
about
the
food.
West.
We're going to break down all poultry. Next week we're going to talk about duck meat.
You ever had a live flamingo?
Tune in next week where we eat
I was
a
gonna
live
say,
flamingo.
yeah. Next week we'll talk about all the crazy stuff we don't ever want to eat.
Well, speaking of birds,
Oh
Hawkeye.
wow! There's no
just
way.
the other day, Hawkeye
There's
had
no
its
way.
most current episode.
Oh my god, that was funny.
I'm
What
so
did you
happy
guys
did that.
think of this most recent episode? I haven't been able to talk to you guys about what you've thought of Hawkeye.
Yeah, because
that's right.
a couple of us haven't, really been updated on everything. I think it's good. I think what we're seeing is going to be a lot of connectivity towards a different universe that we weren't so sure was going to be back, and I think it's definitely happening. We were talking about before.
I like how eloquently you put that.
Thank
I
you.
did too. That was really well done,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Connectivity.
You know what I mean? He's like,
Yeah, you
connectivity. I think the uncle that did the little cheek pinch is definitely the Uncle Fat Man. Is Mr. I don't want to ruin a
Well,
rap.
it hasn't been confirmed,
It
so you're
hasn't
not
been
spoiling
confirmed.
anything.
Okay, well, I think it is for sure. I'll say 98% sure it's Kingpin. The way they introduced him with the steps being heavier a little bit than the other boss, I think that's what we're getting. Charlie Cox should be coming back. Kevin Feige confirmed. So we're going to get a lot of surprises. And I think this is what's going to be bridging everything into, what we're knowing.
So I had a question about this villain that they've introduced. She's been announced to be getting her own series going forward. We don't know if this is happening next year or in 2023. The character's name is Echo.
Yes.
You get a show, and you get a
Yeah,
show,
that's
and you get a show.
That's exactly my question.
Yeah.
I was watching the latest episode of Hawkeye with the variant,
Nice.
and he turned to me after the episode ends, and he says, "Do you think that?
He's like, I hated it.
Do you? Yeah, he didn't say that.
Wait,
he
hang on.
He was like,
Did you refer to your son as the variant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Did you see how it just went clear? Like,
Oh my
come on, man.
gosh,
Keep
that is
up.
so good, dude.
Keep up.
That is
The-
so good.
Keep up,
variant.
player.
He's you know him.
You know.
You know him.
You guys are familiar with him. You know his work.
You're familiar
he
with
like
his
it?
work.
He says it's okay. He says it's I. But he told me
That's like
right-
a rousing review from your son.
when just when the episode ends, he looks at me and he says, "I don't know if I would watch a show about her,
No,
I don't know if I would
absolutely
either.
not.
Yeah.
Yet.
but she's got
Yes.
one."
She's got one,
Shall
but
do.
no one understands what her abilities are yet.
Well, she was
Not
reverse
really.
Daredevil.
Okay?
She's a reverse Daredevil.
Kind of.
Yeah. They're giving everybody shows.
But I think that's why we're not seeing Wilson Fisk, Kingpin, until the very end of this show.
I think we see him next episode.
Because
I think we see him. What's next? 5?
Yeah.
I think we
there's
see him
only
next
2
episode.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if he's in it, technically, we've already seen him. It was just his hand.
Yeah, you saw his hand and you heard his you saw his really breathy laugh
Lame.
and a cheek pinch.
And
Like that. Super breathy.
Just like that.
wasn't like that.
If I could hear that all the time, that'd be great.
I
Done.
please
I'll
no.
make it happen.
Never again.
Wow.
No, but
Okay.
I think seriously though, this Echo character in the comics has a lot more to do with things, bridging other universes together and all that kind of stuff.
Is
so
the show going to be about her, though, with Kingpin? Because I don't know
No.
how interesting that
No.
is.
I think it's maybe after this, after she figures out, she's gonna go on her own and to kind of figure out like what's going on, what her way is. Is she a mutant? No, right? Does she have some? Does she
I don't
Well,
think so. I think it's
in the comic? What is she? Is she a mutant? No.
I don't remember, but I do know that they kind of pick and choose who might be a mutant because when the Scarlet Witch thing happened, yeah, I'm blanking on what that's called at the top of my
House of
head.
M or
Yeah, when she's like no more mutants, Hawkeye was affected, implying that he may be part mutant. So I mean,
that man is not a
Yeah.
mutant, bro. He's
They
just
could-
really good.
according to the comics, he might be.
That's interesting.
I have
but,
another follow-up Hawkeye question for you guys.
Ask it.
Clint spent some time on the phone talking to Laura Barton,
Dude,
Ms. Hawkeye.
sketch, man. Where'd she
And
learn all that stuff?
She began to talk in
German? Yeah.
German Pig Latin.
Yeah.
I don't know what she was doing, but
Yeah. And her ability to like look up all the stuff that he's asking her for isn't just like, oh,
so
Do you think that she may have been an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's how they met. She may have been the original Mockingbird.
Oh.
And then they pass the name down to whoever's going to be Mockingbird now. Because I
Yeah.
think the Mockingbird
Sick.
in the current comics is named someone else.
That's cool.
Sick. That's really cool,
That
actually.
is very cool.
That's
Yeah,
really
I
cool.
think I haven't seen the most recent episode. I know we're going to talk about it today, and I don't mind spoilers or anything like that. But
spoil that stuff.
I think the show has been. I went into this, and I remember watching the trailer here, and
You were
like,
not
I was
stoked.
just like, "Where?" I don't know, but Haley Steinfeld,
Steinfeld.
she steals the show,
She's
and
good.
the chemistry she has with Jeremy Renner, and I got to
It's
tell you,
good, dude.
Jeremy Renner really knocks it out of the
He's
park with
good,
this one.
man.
He's
I like it.
He's really embraced this role.
Yeah.
He understands what his objective is supposed to be as an actor in this role.
Yeah.
And he nails it. I mean, he really, really does a good job.
I agree.
And the previous episode when she comes in and he was gonna do, I love that they referenced back to Natasha. He's like, I'm gonna do what Auntie Nat used to do, and that's they referred to her when she was being tied up by the Russian and she was getting all the information from him. He was doing the same thing. So
Yeah.
I loved that they did that callback. And then when she came in and he didn't look down, he just looked straight forward as she was going into frame and out of frame. I thought it was brilliant. The beats for the comedy in the show are actually really, really good.
Yeah, man.
The Tracksuit Mafia.
Yeah, dude, that they're so entertaining. They're the
It's
funny
really
Marvel humor that we actually really
Yeah.
like
I
about some
agree.
of the Marvel movies. So this show has done a really, really good job and has far surpassed my expectations as far as it being a show worth watching. I think it's better than WandaVision.
Oh, 100%. And
These shows have sort of
listening
evolved.
listening to you talk about it with such grace and such poise, you're like a couple episodes back, you were like, I don't want to watch this. This looks like a Christmas show. I'm blah.
No, and it's
We
great.
saw the trailer. That's what that's the vibe it gave.
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
and
it gave
I
us
wasn't
this like type of
Christmas,
thing.
all this kind of stuff, and actually, there's like heartfelt moments. There's really cool action. There's an amazing chemistry between the two.
And
I
the
can't.
story is good.
Good.
The
I can't wait to
story
see
is
like
good.
I can't wait to see these LARPers come through again at the end
That's
of the episode.
some of my favorite parts of the show. They're so
Dude,
good and they
they're
work
making
so well.
they're making their costumes for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So-
I'm pretty sure there's like a banner on Disney Plus where they're
Sick.
both in purple, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're gonna end up being.
Yeah, this show's a lot of fun.
Super
I
cool, man.
recommend anyone who really loves Marvel movies or Marvel shows to watch this show because
Yeah,
it is
agreed.
a ton of fun and it's a great character piece.
Yeah.
And I think this is the first show or movie that I'm watching post Endgame that I've actually really liked the characters and what they're doing with them because the first episode we see Kate Bishop. And again, I haven't been here in 3 weeks, so I am talking about Hawkeye quite a bit here. So forgive me if I'm going too long on this, but
no, you're good, man.
but I loved the fact that she saw him in 2012
Oh,
for
yeah.
the attack in New York, and
She's
that
like,
was
I need a bow and arrow.
she goes, he's my hero. I want to
Yeah.
be him, and I
Mhm.
love how
Super cool.
they did that different perspective, and
Yep.
I can't wait for the reveal in this show when she tells him, "I was there the day that you attacked New York. You
Oh, yeah.
saved my life.
Yep.
You don't understand what you
Right.
mean to me."
Yeah.
There's going to be a moment that happens in this show that's going to be like, whoa, that was really powerful and really, really good. And we're going to see
I
Haley
agree.
Steinfeld really break out in this. But the show's been great. Maya, the character, as far as her being the villain, it's okay so far. I don't think she deserves her own show quite yet. But again, the show's not over, so we don't know what's going to happen. So I'll leave it to that. But other than that, I'm really, really enjoying it.
Paul.
I really enjoy the way they have Kate Bishop, who's kind of bright-eyed, plucky, the way you would think like a person her age would be when they are about to be a superhero.
Yeah, dude.
And then you have Jeremy Renner, who's like
A little jaded.
He's like, dude, this is not what
It's not what you
think
want.
it
He's got the
is.
slushy packs and the frozen
It
vegetables
is
all over his body.
Yeah, it is not at all. And I think what my favorite thing about the LARPer crew is that they're kind of like, you can see them like almost breaking through
Mm-hmm.
on, I keep forgetting the character's name. I don't know why. Hawkeye, what's his actual name?
Clint Barton.
I was like having a brain fart. They're like, you can see him breaking through his like hard exterior,
Oh,
and
for
like
sure.
he's like can't
For
help but smile when they're around and be like,
For sure.
okay.
He's like, oh man,
And
here
he's
we
gonna
go.
kind of find that kind of pluckiness that Haley has at the end and be like more where she's at, but also she's gonna learn where he's at. They do a really good job with those two
Great.
sides of the coin. But I think the major strength of this show is the thing I care about the most is him getting home for Christmas.
Yep, same here.
That is the
Yeah.
reason this is good because I want
I'm just
him to get home
stressing
with his
out.
Good
family.
point.
Every single episode, I'm like, oh man, something else. You
So
know, like,
she
you
probably
can't
finds a
finish this.
way when the show ends. She finds a way to have him like a private jet chartered or something like
something
that
to get
where,
him home
you know,
for Christmas.
they get to have
He's
their
gonna
little
get home for
moment.
Christmas. If he doesn't,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be really sad.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a limited series. There won't be a season 2 after
don't-
this.
Shouldn't be.
I don't
no,
think
it's
there
not planned.
is.
It hasn't been announced yet. So
because
this
they
could
don't
just
know
be it.
what they're going to do with her after the show.
Which I think is a good idea when you have a show like this. You have a complete story that rounds out characters and that helps advance
I agree.
further stories. You don't need to have a season 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 for a story that's
No,
like this.
no.
You just
Loki.
featured wonderful characters in the franchises, and from what you guys have told me about who shows up in this most recent episode, it looks like they're forming the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
They're going, but you
So-
guys can talk to that more because I haven't seen the episode yet.
No, to kind of bring that full circle, I think the Thunderbolts are getting formed, and I also think there's some Young Avengers stuff getting formed.
Sure.
We're all seeing kind of the good and the bad, the yin and the yang of both sides.
Yep.
Because if you guys haven't watched it, cover your ears for a little bit. But Yelena Belova shows up, and Hawkeye is like, "This is over. Like, go home. Like, they just hired a Black Widow assassin. Like,
Well,
you're out."
And that's the thing. He doesn't say a Black Widow. He says,
Says
the Black Widow assassin.
and like he's like,
So
"Go home.
she is
This
the Black
done.
Widow now.
You're like, game over. Like
So
this.
I wonder
like,
if he
it just got
knows
real.
her. He knows her.
No, she gets unmasked during the fight. They all kind of see.
I'm excited to
she's
watch
like-
after I leave.
She's
here.
like,
This is gonna be
"Who
good.
is that?" And he's like, "You don't want to know. Like this.
Yep.
Go home." Like this
That's
is done.
cool.
So I'm stoked.
That's cool.
That made me really excited. When I saw last week a bunch of stuff on the internet came out and they showed her mask. And I was like, oh, that's really comic accurate for her Thunderbolts costume. It had like the kind of weird
like the
Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
my
Sam
man.
Fisher.
Like a stealth mode.
Yeah,
Cool.
like a stealth suit. So I knew off top, I was like, oh, that's her sister. And then when they kind of came out with it going to be, I was like, oh, she's hunting Hawkeye down because of what what's her name said.
So who made the call? Who
Madam
dropped
Hydra.
the dime on Hawkeye? Was it was it Mama Bishop, or was it someone related to the Tracksuit Mafia? We have like a bunch of different
there's a
three different
clipboard.
angles going with this.
Yeah, because people are looking for the Ronin, people are looking for Hawkeye,
People are trying to
looking for
find out
Kate.
whose watch that is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And whose watch could that be? Why is that so important?
I think it's Laura's. I think it's his wife's.
Hmm.
And I also think that, or I saw a theory that I don't want to like give myself credit for it. That in the My
made
Life
it
as a
up.
Weapon, there's Madame Mask,
Yeah.
and there's a theory that Haley Steinfeld, Kate Bishop's mom, is Madame Mask, and she's gonna end up kind of being in
I remember
show
reading
is,
that a while back ago.
The show is like
she's
trying to make
definitely
it seem
somebody
like.
way more important than just Kate's mom.
Yeah, it's trying
You
to
know
make it
what I
seem
mean?
like she's kind of oblivious to the swordsman's shenanery, but I don't think.
Shenanery.
So
Yeah.
then who does shenanery? Who does she? So then
I was like,
she called. So then when she says that she calls, she says, I've got an issue right after Hawkeye leaves because she knows that he's not gonna, just go away. He's
Right.
gonna finish his mission, whatever
Right.
his military mind
Yeah.
taking over. She calls Val.
Yeah.
Right. She's not like she doesn't have a number for
No,
like
no.
1-800 Black Widow. She's not
no,
like
she calls
calling her.
Val and she's like, hey, get this guy out of here.
Yeah.
And that's probably what we saw. That was the motivation at the end of Black Widow, where she was like, yeah, I got something for you. Maybe this is like the whole putting him to bed in a sketchy type of way. And that could be a really serious thing.
Did we see Yelena and Kate Bishop square off?
We did
they-
a little
like-
bit.
they-
No, but I
They,
mean,
like,
like,
looked
I
at
mean,
each
like
other.
the
smack,
I
bro.
mean, like the next episode.
Oh, like there's
where
going
there's
to
going to be have like a good fight, and then like Yelena goes,
well,
"I could teach you a lot. You're really talented."
Kate had her in Crossfire, and she did one of these, and she like let go. So there was something where like there's gonna be a talk between them.
That's cool. I'm excited
Because
to watch.
she had
that.
her, and she like closed her eyes. She was like trying to sniper shot her, and she did one of these.
One of
and,
my
guess that's
favorite
that.
things about the show so far is that Laura, she's not like when Hawkeye calls, Clint calls, and is like, hey, I'm going to be another day. She's not like, but the kids. She's been through decades of this with him. She knows.
Right.
Yeah.
She's not like, but honey, I need you home. She's like, okay, how can I help? I need to help you.
I'm really
Let's get
glad you
home.
brought this point up because I think it's Joe Russo's daughter who plays his daughter in the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sick.
She's really good when she's on screen, and she has some moments with him. There's some chemistry between the two of them.
Mhm.
A lot of the times, like when you're working on a show or you're acting in a movie, a lot of times the director and the cinematographer, they go after the eyes.
Mhm.
The eyes are the window to the soul. That's what they
Right.
say. And every time she's always looking at him. I always look at her eyes and I'm like, this girl knows what she's doing. You
Yep.
could tell that she's going to be a really good actress. And I love that. So anyway, that's all I'll say. It's a little side note because
No,
I
for
think
sure, man.
the kids do a really, really good job in helping that whole, like, no, I want to, dad come back, instead of the wife being the typical one doing
And
it. So I'm
there's
glad
a-
you brought that
there's
up.
a
Who's always
part-
out there saving the world.
Right. There's a part in episode 4
Save your family.
where Laura's on the phone with him and she starts speaking a different language. And the
Mhm.
kids are at the table and they're like, they hear her speaking a different language. It's like,
That's
there
dad.
they go, that's dad. He's going to be another day. So they even
They
kind of
know
know
that it's
too.
going to be sketchy, but
Yeah.
we don't know what they're talking about. But we know it's something sketchy.
And
Cool.
I think maybe
So cool. Man.
it comes full circle at the end, and maybe someone comes for Laura at the end of the show, and she gets to
Oh,
show off
God.
maybe some skills she has a little bit
Oh,
to protect the
yeah.
family.
Yeah,
I
that'd
think
be
that
pretty.
would
That'd be pretty badass.
what's the actress's name?
I'm not sure.
She's in
Linda Cardellini.
Linda Cardellini. She's a really good actor and could play a
Mm-hmm.
bigger part in things. And I think it would be cool to see her that she's not just Hawkeye's wife. She's
Right.
a little more
No.
than that, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
And that's
Say
that would be
Mockingbird.
great. Yeah.
Mockingbird, maybe. She's,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Be cool. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. I've really
I agree.
enjoyed this show.
Speaking of Mockingbird, they had what's her name when they were walking through Times Square,
Mhm.
and they're like, "Oh, that's a superhero," and it's like, "No, that's what's her name from Hunger Games."
Oh,
Katniss
Everdeen.
That was
Katniss
funny.
Everdeen, yeah.
I thought
And,
that was
Katniss
hilarious.
Everdeen.
And listen, we've gone. This is almost 20 minutes. We've gone talking about Hawkeye for almost 20 minutes, and you have not mentioned the MVP of this show.
Oh,
Pizza Dog.
Pizza Dog.
Lucky.
He's very
Lucky
cute.
the Pizza
yeah.
Dog. He's fantastic. She
He is.
tried to say maybe we should name you. I'll call you Little Caesar, and he growled,
Yeah.
which goes to show you
No pizza.
that you can't give a dog Little Caesars.
You
Just
can
gotta
give me,
go to
you can
the
give me
corner
Little
place.
Caesars. I'll take a $5 pizza any day, man.
Or pizza, not Pizza Dog, but Pizza Don will have lots of Little Caesars pizza.
And I just wanted to
Just like-
admit that I was very fooled. I thought this dog had one eye the whole time, and it's CG.
No, he's an actual.
He's an
been in
actual-
lots of movies.
Yeah, he's a great dog.
a professional acting dog.
Is that Airbud?
The dog's name, I don't know. He might be.
Yeah,
Is that
Airbud
Airbud?
Airbud's
number 14.
grandson. He's
Grandpa Airbud.
his name is Jolt. The dog's name is Jolt,
Oh,
Nice. That's cute.
cool.
and he's a cutie, and he's been great.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I think he's a pretty good MVP of. I think we'll see a little bit more from the dog before the show ends.
The show's been listen.
It's fun. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to be,
Absolutely.
man.
I was
It's
just
a
gonna say.
lot more fun, and there's like I was talking about. There's way cool action.
Mhm.
There's all this like character development. There's like all this really cool sneaky stuff, like the swordsman we never even talked about, and like I think he's
Jack
definitely.
Duquesne.
I think he's definitely being sketched.
Yeah.
And he has some type of shell company that again,
Dude, money
that
laundering everything.
Laura did some.
Bro,
But isn't Jack
investigating
Duquesne, isn't
for-
he like he's a swordman,
The
right?
swordsman.
Like,
The swordsman.
he's the swordsman. In
Okay.
the comic, he was a mentor to Hawkeye
Yeah.
at one point.
And,
Yeah, but they played it off. They didn't really know each other.
I think Kate, we didn't say this at all. Kate's dad will show up before the end of the show because
He could.
Ooh.
he does in the comic. It's a little different. The situations he comes back. And even speaking of the comic, which is Matt Fraction's My Life as a Weapon, as we said earlier,
So cool.
the way Lucky gets introduced is a little bit different. They decided not to have a dog get hit by the car in the show,
Right,
which
right.
I mean, I don't blame him for
I
that.
don't blame that.
Which he
Um,
almost does, and she saves him.
That
Yeah.
was, and I
In
think
the
that was
first
the nod
episode,
to
yeah.
like what could have happened because
With that said, I think this show has done a really good job of adapting a great comic while keeping those of us who have maybe read it or know of it on our toes a little bit.
yeah,
They've made enough little changes without changing the main overall thing to where you offend or turn off a lot of people.
Right.
But
Yeah.
again, I keep going back to the fact that we were really kind of like, this is like Home Alone or something like that. We didn't have that. We had that
Oh,
weird
man,
vibe
yeah.
about this show when we saw trailers
because
for it.
even the scenes that we see going on that were from the trailer, I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, like when she was trying to zip line and they actually made it funny when she tried to zip line and
She got
made
stuck.
it halfway.
That
You know what I mean?
that scene was actually kind of like, it was kind of scary for me because I like put myself in the thing. I was like, if I had like that, and I was
Yeah, she
hanging
can't
on-
fly.
She's kinda,
She
I
doesn't
don't know
have
if I
any
can hang on to
forward.
that.
So there's a zip line moment where she has to go from a building to a building and she gets stuck halfway.
That's really
It's like
funny.
four-
And it's
four
a
stories
really
up.
it's a crucial point where she
See,
needs to be on the other side.
That's good humor because we expect the hero to go through
just
there,
go
but all of a
through.
sudden it just stops. Like
Yeah.
it's those unexpected
Yeah,
things that are
right.
really funny. That
And we just ruined it for you.
yeah, no,
No,
again,
just kidding.
again,
plays
it's
well.
okay.
Everybody
I'm
else,
gonna watch
sorry.
it tonight when we leave here. So
No, I mean you know what's in the title, man. What we're gonna talk about. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay, so we go from something that we're trying to figure out how it's going to end. 6 episodes seems perfect for a show like this. I think
Agreed.
going forward, I think all of the Plus shows should be 6 episodes.
I agree.
I don't need this stuff to be drawn out. We don't need to go the Netflix route where there's a lot of episodes where you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But speaking of Netflix, we got confirmation now. It seems like Kevin Feige says there's only one guy to be my Daredevil, and that's Charlie Cox.
Yeah,
We're bringing
dude.
Charlie Cox
That's
back.
that's a really good that's a really
Vincent
good moment, man.
D'Onofrio is going to be playing Kingpin. We don't know if he's
Absolutely.
going to have some CGI fat suit or if he's going to be like looking like the Kingpin.
I think
of
that
the
was just to
Daredevil
throw
series.
people off. I
It
think
could
it's just
be.
going to be him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to see Daredevil. We were talking about before the show. What would you rather have? Series or a movie?
Movie.
movie.
I think at this point I'd rather see a movie.
I don't want to see this Daredevil in a Disney Plus
yeah,
show.
that's why.
Yeah, because there's a scene
not why
in
for me,
literally the first season where Wilson Fisk is smashing the head of someone in
Yeah.
a car,
the car
door.
door.
Right.
I think Moon Knight's gonna surprise a lot of people. As far
I think
as,
they're
like,
gonna
the,
push it. I think they're
adultness.
gonna
Yeah.
push it to the limit. But
Push it to the limit.
I wish we had like a little sound.
But yeah, I would much rather see a movie just because I want to see the Charlie Cox is great as a character.
I think so, too.
We could see him on the big screen, and there's still a lot of Daredevil probably has some of the best like graphic novels and stories to tell, and
It's my favorite superhero.
I want to see that on a big screen.
I think we're gonna get. We know that Tom Holland is also signed for 3 Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
I think that we're going to see Daredevil in one of these Spider-Man
100%.
movies. I think one of the Spider-Man movies is going to be them
could
going
see him
after
next week.
Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who knows? Who
See them
knows?
next week.
But I think that this is a really good move. I thank God that they decided to do this because that was the best show. Like I remember watching it and
Hands
thinking,
down, dude.
this is
Dude.
so good. They got Daredevil right. They got it right.
It's the only one I watched all
And
of them
then what
for.
they did out of
All the
that,
seasons and
and
stuff.
then not only did they get Daredevil right, they also got the Punisher right because of doing Daredevil.
Well, that was going to be my next thing. Is we have these? I had my friend. He asked me, "What are some like second tier characters that are Earth grounded, not necessarily cosmic, or have superpowers that you would love to see?" And I said, "Well, we're already getting Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, we've gotten Daredevil before. We've gotten the Punisher before. So I think those types of characters are so fun to have.
Yeah.
They're needed.
Because they're grounded here on this planet.
Right.
Like they're needed for here. So, yeah, I'm excited for this, man. I'm really, really excited for this. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do we bring back Elektra? Does Elektra come back?
It's possible.
And how do they retcon the Defenders with
I
Charlie
think
Cox
they're just going to
coming
pretend.
back?
They're just
yeah, they're just going to pretend like it didn't
Skip that
happen,
over.
dude. They're
And I
just going
think
to
that's
skip
the right
over
way to
that.
go about it. Don't try
Because
to explain
Iron
it.
Fist, in my opinion, was what drowned all of that.
I think it
Because
was a
Luke Cage,
combination of things.
Luke Cage was decent.
I hated the last 4 or 5 episodes of that show.
I did too, but it was decent, and like,
Yeah.
and Jessica Jones was good. I liked Jessica.
And you
That
know,
first season
another
was
reason
money.
why they're just going to
Yeah.
have to pretend that didn't happen because of Cottonmouth and
Yeah,
Blade.
he's
They're
Blade.
just going to have to be like, whatever, like don't think about it too much.
Do we think that possibly the multiverse will do something where they sort of
It
retcon
could.
it?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Maybe.
Like, hey, like you stayed here, but they went into another universe.
Yo,
Yeah,
check it
I'm
out. Check it out.
Like, so
Check
do
it
they
out.
recast
Or
Foggy?
takes it back
Do
to
we
the first
recast-
season of
Check it out.
Daredevil.
In
Yeah.
the council of Reeds is all of is what's his name, Mr. Fantastic, a bunch of different Mr. Fantastics from different universes. Some where he's the Thing, some he's the Silver Surfer, some he's himself. That person could be someone else in a different universe. So it could be Cottonmouth and then end up being Blade in a different universe,
you-
I guess. But
do you guys need that? Like, do you?
I don't need that though. You don't need to
if
tell
you
me
don't,
that.
Or are you gonna
Just
be like,
skip over it.
But
Nah, just skip over it, and I'm
No,
totally
but
fine.
I do think that continuity is important. I mean, if you're going to bring Charlie Cox back as Daredevil, like there needs to be some explaining to do. Like, why hasn't he been around? Where was he? What's going on?
And I think Daredevil has been around this whole time, but he's not. You know, what was he doing during the Battle of New York? I have no
Here's
idea.
my-
Probably
Maybe it was
kicking
in
some
court.
ass.
Here's my parallel.
Maybe he's
In
doing
the-
lawyer
He
stuff.
was
Filing
in-
paperwork.
Yeah, man.
In the new Halloween, the one that came out, not the new one, but the one that came out in 2019, did they explain like anything about why the other stuff didn't happen, or did
No.
they just pretend the other movies didn't happen and
Yeah,
go out
dude.
from the first one?
Yeah,
You could just pick and choose.
and it works.
And I,
If you do it correctly, you know what I mean.
if it comes out and there's a bunch of holes in it and they take some stuff from it and don't take other stuff, but that stuff couldn't happen with the other stuff, then I go, oh well, you need to explain.
Then you
that
mess it up.
But if they just clean slate, it's the same character, and vaguely what happened in the show is what happened, then fine.
Yeah.
And
There could be
that's
some
all I
stuff that
need.
they don't
Because
explain.
Cottonmouth's
though.
dead anyway, so
But
it doesn't
then-
even.
But then we're getting Wilson Fisk back too, and he wasn't Daredevil.
Yeah, but I don't
Uh-huh.
think there's anything that happens in the show with him
I'm
that
pretty
they would
sure
need to
Luke
explain
Cage.
away or anything
I'm pretty
like
sure
that.
Luke Cage and all the Cottonmouth stuff with anything Blade it's going to be so far on the other side of the spectrum.
I don't
that
think we
it'll-
get
it'll
Mike
get-
Coulter back anyways.
It'll get breezed over.
Yeah.
It'll get breezed over.
I think they're just gonna
Either
pretend
way,
it
I'm
didn't
happy.
happen.
I'm
Yeah.
happy that he's back, and I'm happy that it came from Feige's mouth. Charlie Cox is the only person to play Daredevil.
Yeah.
And I
Oh,
think he
thank
would say
God.
the same thing about Punisher too. And if they're gonna do anything with the Punisher,
Oh, John Bernthal better.
if they
be.
do the Midnight Suns where they already have Moon Knight and you get Blade and you get Doctor Strange and you get Ghost Rider, you know what I mean? Like if you get that's my favorite like anti-hero group. If you get those dudes and do some crazy spin-off,
Yep.
you'll have something really good.
And
Punisher.
I tell you, somebody that could knock that out of the park is James Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh,
He would kill that
That would be really good
because he could have one
That
of the
would be really
characters play the comic relief versus all the grittiness
for
Yeah.
sure.
of the rest of them.
For sure.
I think it would be. Oh my goodness.
That's
agree.
really funny. That's really funny that you bring that up. I'm really actually stoked on that. If I could actually make like a fan movie, it would be James Gunn doing a Midnight Suns.
Pretty dope.
I think I agree with that.
So we're talking about a Daredevil verse, or possibly crossing all these lines of whatever happened with Netflix. Some of us would like to see another season, maybe like a movie with relationship to Daredevil. Something that we did see earlier this week, just in the last couple of days, we got our first teaser of the Spiderverse sequel, Across the Spiderverse.
Cross the Spiderverse.
I don't know what your guys' thoughts are about Spider-Man, the Spider-Man movies as a whole. A lot of people love them. I like most of them for the most part, but that is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
even though it's animated, it's probably my
It has
my
nothing to
favorite
do
one.
with it, man.
No,
I think
it doesn't.
Just the cast, the animation, what goes down, the story. We're talking about Academy Awards and all kind of stuff. It
Dude.
deserves everything. It's a great movie. All
Yeah.
of us,
It's
all
great.
of us here have watched it multiple times.
Yes.
I've seen it. I saw it multiple times in theater. I
Quan
think
said it's the most.
I saw it.
He's watched that more than any other Spider-Man
I
movies.
don't
I'm probably
know.
sure myself that like that or the OG Tobey Maguire movie. I've probably
I
seen the most.
honestly don't remember if I saw it in theaters or not, but I have watched it double-digit times.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't usually go see animated movies in theaters for
And that's
whatever
the thing.
reason.
Like it to me, it's just a
But,
it's just a Spider-Man movie, and it's just a
That's it.
dope
it's
movie.
fantastic. Yeah, it's
From the
great.
music to the art to the animation, everything, the cast. It's stupid. It's great, man.
The tempo of the movie, everything just sinks. It's so good.
Yep,
So
I agree.
So about this part 2, we might be getting something great.
Well, it looks like we could be, for the first time, we got it in the post-credit scenes, sort of like a real quick flash or clip of Oscar Isaac doing the voice of Miguel O'Hara.
Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to be getting multiple Spider-Man. Maybe we're going to get Scarlet Spider.
Yeah.
Maybe we're going to get some clone stuff. Maybe
Madam Web.
Maybe. I mean, we could be getting a lot of things. It is part 1. I know that what we've been hearing is that Sony Animation is working on this as one big movie, but they decided that it was so much that they had to make it a part 1 and part 2. They might
Yeah.
be released 6 months apart.
It's like an Avengers Endgame type level
Yeah.
type of thing.
I like that if it was an organic decision that, hey, we have a bunch of good stuff, so we need to, not, hey,
Right.
we can make this into 2, like the
No.
Conjuring
Ka-ching,
stuff,
yeah.
or that I don't like the Hobbit stuff, splitting that into 3. Like,
I think it's
hey,
hard though too because your audience is so wide because you have kids. Kids can't sit
Yeah.
through a 3-hour animated movie.
no,
sure.
and that's why, I have
Like if you're
faith
trying to take
that
the
it
boys,
was
trying to,
because they
like,
had the
Oh my
material.
God.
Yeah,
Trying to keep them set.
3 bathroom breaks.
And you're trying to like also watch the movie as a fan yourself.
I still haven't taken my oldest son to the movies yet because I don't think he's still quite ready to sit down and enjoy a movie because he can't do it at home.
without being antsy pants.
Yeah, but then again, there's
You
the
never know, the-
experience of the theater,
Yeah.
though,
Yeah, I was gonna
getting
say
the
he's
snacks,
home and all that
going
kind
in
of
that
stuff.
dark hallway, the lights, the movie posters, sitting down, the previews, the big auditorium. So it'll be an experience for him. I don't know what I'm going to take him to go see yet. I'll probably take him to see Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That would be
So-
an epic.
Because we
Thing.
watch the trailer all the trailers every single night, and he's like, I
You
can't
gotta take it.
wait to see this. Oh yeah,
So,
for sure I will.
You
guys wanna check it out?
Right now, we're going to check out this teaser trailer. I don't know if we really call it a trailer yet.
It's a
like
teaser.
a tease.
It's a teaser.
It's a teaser trailer
Voice
for the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Part 1.
And by the way, it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, they just dropped it. It was really cool.
It came out, and I don't even think that they announced that there's going to be a part 2 of that movie. I was happy that they just ended the Into the Spider-Verse. I was
Yeah.
like, that was a great story.
Yeah.
So
It
the
was.
fact that they have a sequel, I didn't remember saying that they're like, yep, we signed on for more. So anyway, I'll stop talking so that we can watch this again.
And then I've got a couple questions for you guys after the timing of this coming out.
You better ask him.
Yeah,
It's
this is a good. I think
happening.
I know where you're going.
You ask him. Such a good song.
It really is.
See the Spider-Man comic of him?
Miles! You got a minute?
Oh, what? When? How did you get? how have you been?
It's a long story. Is this the room you grew up in?
It is, but
Little Gundam
my
wing in the
dorm
corner.
room
Super
is
sick.
very adult.
Right. No, of course. Hey, are these your drawings?
What? No,
Oh,
no.
they're good. I missed you too.
Oh,
Okay. So, what are you doing here? I mean, I thought I'd never see you again.
Want to get out of here?
I'm grounded.
Bummer.
What?
Is Spider-Man grounded?
so smooth.
I mean, I
Boy, if you don't put on that suit.
Look at the background.
Yeah, all the webbing. The music and the transitions in this are just incredible. Even the first one. That's his universe.
Dude.
That was dope.
I was thinking, besides the webs that we see in the background, that background looks a lot like everything we've seen from. Oh, okay,
That's my favorite part. Part one.
but it's everything we've seen as far as at the end of Loki when He Who Remains. It's that same color scheme in the background.
Right.
If you look at the Doctor Strange trailer, that's when the
that,
thing
like,
collapses,
light, like,
you see that
violet, like,
purple,
light purple.
bluish thing in the background. You see it in this one, so
Stuff's a break-in. And I know that they really tried and they were pushing the limit with all the cameos in the first Spider-Verse. They really wanted to do a live-action Tom Holland come in and do something like that.
Yeah.
And I know that is not far-fetched now. They could definitely pull that
I
off.
think definitely, yeah.
I think they could definitely splice that in. Here's my question for you guys.
Okay.
That I've been thinking about since the first time I saw this.
Okay.
Because I knew I was going to see all of your snugly smiling faces tonight. Okay.
No.
Is the timing a little bit too cute that the movie that everybody's been waiting for is coming out next week? Is the timing a little bit interesting for you that they're featuring Miles Morales in this animated feature? And everybody's been expecting, are we going to see
Miles Morales.
Tobey
No way.
Maguire? Am I going to see Andrew Garfield?
You might be onto something, buddy.
Are we going to see Miles Morales in No Way Home next week?
Maybe, hold on. So maybe,
That's a good
but
play.
maybe we get this Miles Morales in a post-credit scene, except he's like live action. He's not a cartoon. He
Ooh.
pops out of a portal as a person, and there's something that's said, or it's him and Gwen Stacy that makes it clear that it's
It's them.
them.
So I'm with Paul on this one.
Oh, man, that would
I
be
totally
good.
agree with him because we've said it before on this episode, but Tom Holland is signed for 3 more Spider-Man movie.
Correct.
So I think they're going to slowly phase out him and then have Miles be the next one
Yeah,
that
correct,
comes in. And I
yes.
think at the post-credit scene for this one, we're going to. It's very possible we might get a Miles post-credit scene. I mean, like post-credit scene after the title screen. I think we're going to get King the Conqueror, Quantum
Yes.
Mania stuff.
Mm.
And
I
then
agree.
after that, I think we're going to get a Miles Morales
Oh, I'm
reference.
excited for Conqueror stuff.
I know, man.
There was
He's good,
something.
dude.
There was something that was going around. You know, I'm the league
Tinfoil.
captain, tinfoil hat
Tinfoil
captain.
hat time.
There was an image going around of a picture of someone. I forget.
So it was a stunt coordinator had a stunt shirt and it's a broken helmet and in the,
and in the reflection of the helmet, you can see Kang
with the purple
with
and
the purple and the
yep.
blue, like he has the helmet, and like it got taken down really quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
That guy probably got
he
fired.
definitely got fired. But like you can see in the reflection of the dude's shirt, Kang's thing, and it looked legit. It wasn't anything like edited, and it wasn't
It's
anything
like
like
the,
CG.
the Ant-Man helmet is like broken
Yeah.
or something
That's
like that.
what it is. And
split
you,
in
yeah,
half
and
or
you can see in the
something.
reflection, you can see Kang, and I don't know if I could be more excited for, you know, if you're gonna do something like introduce a crazy badass villain, please do it like you were doing Thanos.
So
like
next week, us,
all
as a
of
group,
us together holding hands.
Lots of us.
maybe all of us,
Oh,
Let's see if this guy can get out on time. We're gonna go see Spider-Man next week with there's about 20 of us almost.
Yeah.
We're gonna be going to see.
What theater is it again?
We're going to South Point. Yeah. Next
right.
Thursday night after the show, we're gonna be seeing it. Next Monday is the red carpet premiere. They have an embargo until Tuesday morning to where they can start to talk about the movie.
Why are they doing that?
Things will start to get out there in the interwebs.
I tell you what, this thing's got more leaks than a Titanic, man.
so wait, no, we're seeing it previous to release, right?
No.
We're seeing it Thursday.
Thursday
It
early.
comes out-
Premieres
comes out
on Monday.
It comes out Friday night.
Friday. That's what I'm
Friday
saying.
comes out Thursday
Friday.
midnight. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Right, but they usually do world premieres like 2 or 3 days before everyone else gets to see
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
They're doing it close to the actual premiere
Because there's going to be
because they're
stuff.
worried about stuff getting out there. They did Eternals like a week and a half before the movie came out because it
Because
didn't matter
stuff.
what it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Because it was Eternals. Let's be honest. I mean, come on.
Sorry, Nico.
Sorry, everyone.
It was like decent movie, man.
Yeah.
What,
Anyway, but
Eternals?
yeah,
It's
I do think
We're not
that,
going to go there.
But I think you're onto something there, Frank, as far as Miles showing up. And even if you look, it's a hexagon that
All of it. It's all connected, man.
they're all starting to connect it together, which I
all
think is so cool. And it's like, man, what a great time to be alive to see these movies.
Are you saying Mephisto?
I really hope when and if Mephisto comes, like there's some kind of joke that he's like, I was here the whole time.
If
you know?
if they have
Y'all were
Mephisto,
right.
when they introduce Mephisto, it'll be when they have Ghost Rider. That to me makes the most sense because
Yeah.
it's Mephisto who gives him the powers of being Ghost Rider. So
I'm waiting to be in a crowded theater with you guys in Sunny when they finally show Mephisto on screen. He's going to stand up and go, "Yes, I knew it. Yes."
I'm surprised
Screaming.
the MCU hasn't made a funny Mephisto reference in any of the shows or any of the promotional stuff yet.
It'd be smart to do that.
Yeah.
They might.
So anyway, I'll be off my phone beginning Monday,
Yeah, seriously.
Good luck.
dude.
Good luck, dude.
It's yeah.
I'm gonna be
And there's
out
a lot of
town
things-
until like Tuesday.
There's a lot of
Wednesday,
things
so.
that we do know that's going to happen. Like I know like there's going to be multiple Spider-Man, all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
if they threw in a Miles Morales curveball,
That'd be sick.
Oh,
That
people
would be
lose
really
their
cool.
minds.
Yeah.
Not
They
only
lose
that,
their
but we only
minds.
have there's still one more of the Sinister Six that we don't know about showing up in this movie, possibly.
We think.
yeah,
So-
I don't know. I think
And
it's a
and I
couple
know
people.
that Tom Holland has gone on saying like the stuff that you've seen, you have no idea what you're in for.
I think it's
that
gonna be
is just a
Think it's gonna
tiny
be who?
Keaton.
fraction
I think it's gonna
of
be
what.
Keaton.
You think so?
It's either him or Craven.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're gonna introduce another character. So
Why
that's
not?
why I don't think it'll be Craven.
Well,
'cause they got a
and-
lot
They
of
had
stuff
they
to
have
sort out.
Craven like trucks in one of the movies. There was like something going on.
And
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Tom
as a
Holland said that
character.
this movie was supposed to be a Craven movie. It was gonna be based on
Maybe you're right
Craven's Last Hunt.
then. Yeah,
Was the original idea for the third Spider-Man.
I think
Dang
I
right.
want,
That was the original
I
plan.
want Craven to have his own movie where he is.
I think
the
he is
villain.
though.
Antonio Banderas.
I don't
That's
think
not a bad
Antonio
cast.
Banderas is a great actor.
Antonio
And
Banderas.
I don't always love his
That
performances.
was just the first thing.
That's
that popped in
Craven.
your
I don't
head.
know why. Like
I
seeing
would-
as
That's
Craven.
I would
great.
prefer like a Pedro Pascal or like a
Ooh.
Javier
Oh,
Bardem.
that'd be cool.
I would prefer
Dude,
them
Javier
over-
Bardem is
Oh, I would prefer those two over a.
I was mainly doing it as a
okay.
funny thing.
That's awesome. Antonio Banderas.
Gloria Estefan as Craven. What?
I'm like, what, dude?
That would be.
Get on your feet. What? What's going on?
Multiverse is cracking in, man.
It is. So anyway,
Anywho.
next week,
Stuff.
Thursday, we're going to be talking about that, leading up to it. I want to get your predictions next Thursday.
You think it's messed up that they're doing Matrix and Spider-Man around the same time?
I do not.
No.
I mean, you guys are not going to want to hear this. I don't really care about the Matrix.
I don't think. I think
I'm
it's.
worried.
I think it's really bad timing.
Right.
I think it's going to get crushed.
Out of all the times,
It's gonna get
it's gonna get ridiculously crushed.
Do you think
Yeah.
it's funny that Warner Brothers is doing the Matrix and they're not doing a DC movie to go up against Spider-Man? Come on. Where's your huevos, the Warner Brothers? Let's get this going here,
Were they
man.
gonna do Green Lantern too?
Well, Marvel
yeah,
moved.
but they moved Doctor Strange
yeah.
but because of Batman.
They said we're afraid of Batman.
I want to see.
I would be afraid
wanna
of Batman
see a
too,
DC movie and a Marvel movie
Go
premiere
head to
the
head?
same
The same
month and
weekend?
see
No
what
way.
happens.
It has to be like Batman and then something else
Well,
good.
Yeah, that's what I
because-
mean.
Civil War, didn't Civil War and Batman versus Superman come out in the same month?
I think it was the same. It might have been the same month.
Nah, do it like on
It was
some
in a
like
couple weeks in
Kanye
between.
50 Cent.
And
like
DC didn't do so
2003.
hot that time around. No. So maybe that's why they're going to turn.
That's
out
very
to be that way.
possible, but anyway, DC doesn't have the best track record of having all the greatest movies.
Okay, we always want to bring it back to the comics. We were talking about this in our little chats
Together.
in our chats together. Yes, well, not alone. We spoke earlier this week about the announcement from George Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Many people know that he is battling cancer, and it is in the later stages. And he's decided, along with his family, to no longer fight it. So he's going to continue to try to make appearances. His doctors have basically given him about a year before he passes.
It's crazy,
And George Perez, for me, I mean, when I was a kid, he was it.
Oh,
Yeah.
You
man.
know? So I just wanted to tell him that we're thinking about him. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been
If
been it for me as far as he did Infinity Gauntlet
Yep.
artwork, Titans. I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, he's like
The
he's-
resume is
he's-
ridiculous.
He's the guy. I mean,
Yeah, the
and
resume
he
is
still
crazy.
wants to do signings. He says because he wants to meet fans and hug as many as he can.
Oh,
Jeez.
someone's cutting onions in the studio, man.
Dude.
Dude.
So he's in our thoughts and prayers, and man, it's brutal.
Yeah, a lot of the iconic
It's crazy.
imagery and comic book panels and stuff you like. If you love Deathstroke and all the Teen Titans stuff, George Perez and Marv Wolfman are who you have to thank.
Yep.
Marv Wolfman brought those characters to life with words. Perez brought them to life with inks and
Imagery.
colors and drawings. And those characters are not what they are without him.
Right.
And neither
Absolutely
are
not.
DC Comics. None of that is what it is without him.
Absolutely.
You look at all of
crazy
the great,
foundation.
I
man.
think Jorge Jimenez is a really great example of a guy who he has clearly built his artistry off of the back of George Perez.
Yeah.
And you see that. It looks like Jimenez is his own thing,
right.
but you see George Perez in it. You see the dynamic way that he draws people and characters
Right.
and the iconic images that he brings across for the new age
Mhm.
is what Perez did back in the day.
Yeah.
And comics is not what it is without George Perez. So.
Yeah, he's a class act, and
That's huge.
it's just really sad news. And
Absolutely, man.
we're thinking about him and his family. It's
Yep.
it's brutal. In a little bit of lighter news, we also got an announcement this week that Tom Taylor has signed an exclusive contract with DC Comics.
Super
Huge.
cool.
We know that he has, if not one of, probably, one of the more popular series in Boom Studios / all of comics.
I was gonna say,
Paul and I were talking
on.
about this just a couple days ago. Seven Secrets is like it's
huge.
been one of the better series
This was
I've
like
read in the last couple
we were
years.
talking about like the day before this got announced. Like we were like a lot. Tom Taylor's killing it, and we think that Seven Secrets is going to end up being the thing that he is most remembered for, and that is the best. And the next day, it's like, well, he's signing an exclusivity with DC, which yay, but also
puts everything else on hold.
he better finish Seven Secrets at some point
That
or get
arc
back
has
on it.
been solicited for February and March. It has a I think it's like a 14th or 15th
Maybe-
issue in February. I don't know how much longer the series can go if you've signed an exclusive contract with
You think
a publisher.
you think that'll get picked up by the old Netflix or Prime? One of those.
Depends on
Oh, that art style. I mean, it would be pretty cool if
Yeah.
if that
Right?
Tom
they could've
Taylor
tried to
has
adapt
already
that.
has some things adapted, so he's someone that people trust, like Injustice and stuff like that. But I wonder if the exclusivity contract has like a clause where whatever contracts he has right now, he is allowed to finish, and then after that,
That would seem
'Cause-
appropriate.
because
you
when
know?
is it-
because Tinian is going to finish the Nice House on the Lake thing, but the Joker series is going to end.
yeah,
He finished Batman, and then they just pushed out all the Batman stuff that he had,
Mhm.
so that it could start. Williamson's book just came out yesterday
yes,
for Batman, and it's phenomenal.
I have not picked my books up yet. I am very excited.
It's
Sick.
it's phenomenal. It just
Sick.
started his new arc. But anyway, you're saying
I think and hope that he gets to finish whatever he's got rolling right now because he's got Dark Ages at Marvel,
Yeah.
which is kind of his. It's very different, but it's same different but same.
Same,
as is
but
all
different.
comics.
It's pretty good.
Stuff. Dark
pretty good.
Ages is like Deceased, kind of. I would say Dark Ages is more similar to Deceased than Deceased is to Marvel Zombies. It's no coincidence that the same guy writes it.
That's a good
Right.
comparison.
But it's a different story. It's entirely the beats are
right.
different and the way it goes about. But it is the apocalyptic. The world is ending. It's not like because Marvel Zombies is kind of funny and it's kind of like irreverent
there's
and
lighter
such.
tones.
But I would definitely go check that out. So he'll be able to finish that up at Marvel. Sounds like that's probably going to be his last project with Marvel until this thing with DC is up. As far as his creator-owned stuff, like you said, I think Seven Secrets is the only thing I can think of off the top of my head, which hopefully he gets to wrap up whatever arc they're on now, and then he'll be able to pick it back up when this contract is. I am certain that if because I'm sure he loves Seven Secrets, he wouldn't have signed this DC thing
if he couldn't finish it off.
Exactly, if it wasn't for the best for him.
Yeah.
Or if they at least can go one more arc, or he can finish this arc, and maybe it goes an extra couple of issues.
Exactly.
Or whatever
I trust that he.
because it was in hiatus because he was working on the Kal-El.
They'd have
He
to
was
put it
working
on break.
Nightwing, the Dark Knights of Steel. He was like kind of
is
simultaneously
so
doing all that stuff and doing Dark Ages. So I think they gave him. He had a little bit of a break.
Right.
It was on a hiatus, and so I mean that it's coming back now. That it's being solicited at least for early next year to be coming back. Hopefully they get to finish it that way. Donovan, do you think that it was good for them to be able to sign this exclusive contract? Do you think that he should have signed an exclusive contract for DC, or a lot of the creatives are going to Substack? A lot of writers, a lot of artists are going to the Substack thing. Is it interesting to you that he didn't go that route?
No, but I mean, the Joker says it. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Mm-hmm.
And if DC's like, hey, we're going to give you amount of money, that means a lot.
That's a lot.
We're going to give you a lot of
How much
money. If
money
you're
that
going to, well, first of all, let's talk about Tom Taylor as a writer. Some of the best DC stories
The
we've
best
seen
stories,
in the last,
period.
I'd say, I dare to say the last 20 years. Some of the best Batman stories that we've
It's
seen.
up there. It's up there.
So he's extremely talented,
true,
and I
man.
think having a writer like that, having him sign exclusively with them, I think that Tom Taylor could be the next Jeff Johns of the DC.
I would. I think Tom Taylor. I love Jeff Johns, and he's created a lot of really great stuff, mainly with
sure.
Green Lantern. Tom Taylor is a better writer than Jeff has ever been.
No doubt.
And I think I would like if he was a lead creative. But also, I don't know. Things get kind of weird when people start doing that. Jim Lee has done a great job of balancing it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really work on books anymore.
Yeah.
He'll draw a cover every once in a while, but he doesn't really work on books. But I think you're right. Tom Taylor is in rarefied air. He's over the last 2 decades. He's in there with Morrison, Snyder, himself, and Bendis. And then there's obviously other people I could mention, but those are the 4 that stick out off the top of my head.
Well,
Since
they go this bucket list type of thing. You think
Yeah.
about the tentpole type of franchises that you're writing for DC.
Yeah.
You know, Philip Kennedy Johnson comes to mind as far as a guy
He's
that I would
solidifying
love to
himself,
see
yeah.
his take on Justice League.
Mhm.
I would love to see it. I would love to see if Tom
Yeah,
Taylor
dude.
wanted to take that on, but I think at this point, it's a lot.
Oh my God, yeah.
And
dude.
it would probably mean one of the other series would have to switch
Have to.
or something. I don't know, because that's a lot.
Here's my here's what I assume will happen. Either Kennedy Johnson will get Superman, or excuse me, Justice League,
I think that's
I'm
where it's
pulling-
heading.
and
I'm
Tom
pulling for
Taylor will write all things Superman, or Tom Taylor will get Justice League and Kennedy will write all things Superman. I'm okay with either one. Those two
Either
work
one,
good in conjunction with each other.
Either one's
Yeah.
totally okay.
But yet, so the idea, and then of course we want Seven Secrets to be done. We want to see that incredible story wrapped up. I think that more so to Paul's point, I think they're going to let him finish out whatever they need to let him finish out before. It's like putting your 2 weeks in at a job, right?
Yeah,
You put your 2 weeks in, you got to serve your rest of your stuff before you get to your new place. I'm sure that he's got the correct things in place that are responsible, that a responsible person would do in that situation. I don't know that he would abandon such an incredible story like Seven Secrets and
No.
put it on hiatus for a really long time and then come back to it. To me, that just doesn't make sense from a reader's standpoint, as a consumer standpoint, but also as a creative standpoint too.
Yeah.
And when we first started talking about Substack, I had said something about there's always going to be one of those big name guys who wants to be the guy at DC or Marvel.
For sure.
And I think that's what happened. Tom has seen all these people going to Substack, all these people getting, and it has been a void created.
Yeah.
DC and Marvel aren't getting the same contracts they used to. Tom Taylor's people and him probably saw that and said they're going to be itching for someone and to
It
give out
wasn't
some
going to
money.
happen at Marvel.
No.
If he went down the street
Because
to
they've
Marvel,
got Donny Cates, right?
yeah, but they wouldn't. I don't think they would give him that type of whatever DC was offering. I don't think Marvel would have done that.
And DC was like, hey, we got all these guys going to Substack. Tinian's leaving. Kennedy's great. Kenny Johnson's great, but he's still he's not at the notoriety level of everyone else yet.
Not yet.
So he's still
Dude,
building his
on the
name
way,
kind of.
man.
But so Tom Taylor said, yeah, I'll be that
I'll take
guy.
it.
And I think I think Donny Cates is a good comparison because he's exclusive with Marvel right now. He's not writing anything for anybody
He's
else.
doing Image. He does
creator owned
crossover
and Marvel, but
yeah.
he does nothing for DC.
Yeah.
So Tom Taylor kind of filled that void for DC, kind of like I figured would happen because someone's always going to want to write Superman, Batman, Justice.
You just made me think of something crazy because Ron V is doing that Swamp Thing series. What do you think about Donny Cates writing Swamp Thing?
That would be great.
That would be
really,
cool.
Really good.
That'd be pretty cool.
Ron V's run is really good though right now.
It is.
Yeah.
They extended it. It was a 10-issue series, and now they extended it to 16 issues.
It was the
Sick.
Infinite
Yeah,
Frontier
doing
limited
something
series,
right.
Yep.
You know
And
what I mean?
I think DC's doing something good right now in most of their series, with the exception of like Detective Comics and Batman, are limited series right now. And I think that is the better way to write things because it's easier for the layman to go in and go, oh, okay, this is a limited series that is followed up. They're doing limited series followed up by other limited
You
series.
got Chip Zdarsky who's writing, he's had an incredible run with Daredevil. He's going to be, starting in January, he's writing a series about Batman.
So I think, like anybody that doesn't know the ins and outs of things, it's so funny when they're like, what do you like better, DC or Marvel? And I'm like, all right, what are we talking about? We talking about reading comics? We talking about watching movies? We talking about characters? There's a whole thing, and I don't think there's ever going to be an answer to definitively say what I like more.
No, because you like what you like.
I'd like to read DC stuff. I like to watch Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it really sucks that they can't really get the balance on because a lot of Marvel comics seem to be a lot more like, out in cosmic, space,
I had all kinds of hope for them doing the 50th Avengers with Jason Aaron.
Yeah.
And as much as I love Jason Aaron,
He's great.
and what he did with Thor,
It's not the same, dude.
This Avengers thing has been...
Sounds like I'm not reading that, but it sounds a little bit like Bendis getting on Justice League.
It's very similar to that.
And sometimes things don't always work out because the big name gets the big title, and then that's how it goes. Sometimes things just need to happen organically.
It's hard to give a team book. It's hard to give enough people in the team book their due time.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
And they're juggling different lineups and stuff within the Avengers.
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't. It's
like the Eternals, man.
Really work.
It's a lot of stories you got to explain, a lot of emotions, a lot of character development.
There's something that happens in comics, and I like thinking about it right now. I can think of a couple examples where a revered writer gets put on something because he is a revered writer.
Yeah.
And he gets a little more freedom than usual, and he
Yeah.
does something kind of crazy, and everyone's
Right.
like,
It's
whoa.
like, whoa.
Bendis
Yeah.
on Justice League, he didn't do anything really crazy. He just like, I want to do my own thing with these like less than all-star characters, and it was
Right,
kind of
right.
boring.
Bendis.
It wasn't that interesting. Did the same thing with Superman, and then you have Grant Morrison when they put him on New 52 Superman. He was doing his kind of own thing with Superman, and Grant Morrison's the best Superman writer ever. But that Superman is kind of
just a little, yeah.
And then a really great example is Frank Miller and Jeff Loeb. Frank Miller has written a lot of really crazy
Super cool
things.
stuff.
And it seems like in the past few years, he started working with people again, and they've kind of reined his craziness in.
Mm-hmm.
The Jeff Loeb example is he wrote The Long Halloween. The follow-up to that, which the name escapes me right now, Dark Victory.
Dark Victory. Yeah.
He wrote a lot of the really good Batman Superman comics in the early 2000s. Jeff Loeb has a lot of great stuff. But then he did the Ultimates, which was the finish or the conclusion to the Ultimate Universe, and that is one of the worst comics you will ever read.
It's kind of brutal.
It
was
is
really
very
that
brutal.
sucks.
kind of overhyped,
especially from a guy. And Loeb wrote Hush,
Oh.
and that's one of the best Batman comics ever. when I tell you that the Ultimates is one of the worst mainstream Marvel DC comics you could read, it's got like, have you ever seen that image of the Blob like eating someone? And it's like really grotesque and gross. It's from that. And people like these beloved characters. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And these beloved characters just die in these gruesome, disgusting, nonsensical ways. And you're just like, what is happening? So
that sucks.
that's like, I kind of lost my point a little bit, but like big writers get put on big projects and comic readers will expect a lot from them. And then they do something kind of like out there. And I think Morrison is the best about it, but even like I said with Superman, sometimes he did some stuff where people were like, "Oh, I thought this was going to be the best because it was Morrison." But sometimes people get more creative control, and they don't have anyone to ring them in.
It happens.
We're gonna have some stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks where we're going to announce some of our favorite different categories that we're gonna call it the Westies.
Yeah, I'm excited about
The
that.
Westie Awards.
Okay.
I guess we'll call it. We'll announce some of our favorite writers for this year and what was the best movie we saw this year that
Nice.
we enjoyed the most.
Oh,
you know?
okay, yeah. Let's do like a whole thing, man.
And we can dress up nice if you want, or we can dress in flannels.
No, dude. Let's do formal wear.
No, dude.
Let's do dude. Let's do formal wear. Dude.
Yeah,
And some basketball shorts.
Nah, we could do like sweats under, but everything up top, tie, button up.
Like the ESPN correspondents,
I
they're
know how
doing the
to
Zoom
tie.
meetings.
Yeah,
They're wearing a
dude.
suit and tie, and they're wearing their pajama pants.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's going to be in the coming weeks, guys. What are you reading right now? You're interested in reading? You're looking forward to?
I am, as mentioned, picking up the first issue of the Williamson run on Batman in the next, probably tomorrow morning. I got a lot of things to do tomorrow morning. And I'm going to read Dark Knights of Steel issue number 2. Issue number
Sick.
1 ended on a
It was great.
bombshell.
Sick.
It was one of the coolest reveals in a comic I've read in some time. I was like, because they kept saying something during the comic that I was like,
Oh, tell me after.
I was like, what are they talking about?
Tell me
and then the
after. I'm
comic ends and
excited.
something happened. I was like,
I'm excited for
I
that.
was like, excuse me?
I'm excited for that.
And I have some other stuff on my poll that I can't think of off the top of my head that I catch up on. But those are the 2, Dark Knights of Steel and the Williamson Batman run.
Sick.
I've been reading my eyelids lately.
Copy that.
Nice.
I've been so tired. I haven't picked up in a book in probably 2 months. But
We'll probably bring you a stack of stuff next week.
But the last, I was super late to this until recently, but it was the Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
that
was
one's good.
super late to it, and it was one of those things where I was like, oh man, like I've always wanted to read this, and then I finally read it a couple months ago, and I was like,
I feel like
it's a lot of fun.
Kind of in the same boat, dude. I currently have 3 jobs right now.
Yeah.
And I have been watching things, not reading. Yellow Jackets on Showtime
Nice.
is
You posted something about that,
amazing.
yeah.
It's so good. It's about a crew, tennis, high school tennis team crashes over some like the Appalachian Trail and become like barbaric to survive, and then have to like kind of get back into regular society, have families, all that kind of stuff. And something is bringing them back. Also, Dexter, New Blood. I don't know if you guys ever watched the old school
Any
Dexter.
good?
It's super good.
Oh, cool.
It's super
Yeah, my
good.
parents watched it while I was growing up, so I
It's
caught
super good.
bits and pieces.
So I've been watching those 2 lately. That's kind of what I've been on.
All right. The Williamson run, of course, with Batman just started.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. I mean, Dark Knights of Steel. There's been a
No,
lot.
that's the one I want to get my
Yeah,
hands on.
same.
They're going
dude.
to expand the Radiant Black universe. I guess Kyle Higgins is going to be doing something
I
beginning
am
of the year.
so far behind on that. I have every issue. But
There's
I'm
going to be a
very
new series and a one-shot that Capullo is actually going to do some variant artwork
very cool.
for it. So
Cool.
I'm excited about that. But
Super cool.
we're going to see you guys next week. How could they get a hold of us in the meantime, Paul?
You can find us on Twitter at @into_comics. You can find us on Instagram at @IntoTheWestComics, YouTube at @IntoTheWestComics. If you have not followed us on any of those or subscribed, what are you doing, dork? And then
Resting.
we're on TikTok every once in a while. We post some stuff into the West Comics. I need to do a better job of getting clips anonymous so we can put them on there. That's the truth of it. And yeah, those are all the places you can find us and be like, hello, hi.
True
Guys-
that, man. True
Guys,
that.
add us to your pull box. It's nice to see all of your faces again.
Next week, man.
It's good to see you guys.
Next week, it's Spider Week. Here
That's-
is Shark Week. Next Monday is the beginning
Yeah.
of Spider Week. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys.
Oh, nice touch. I like that. Later, guys.
That's
see you
new.
guys.
See you next week.
Agenda where it's at,